Hello and welcome back to Vessel and Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Kim Charlson, and this is the second in a series of messages that Monty is sharing to help us integrate some spiritual wisdom. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining us for week 2 in this special series of weekly messages to help you start moving into a different energy. So last week, we heard from Monty about external energies and how we are allowing them to change our state of being, and it offers a slightly different perspective. I love that when Monty and I sat down and we planned these episodes, this is also the monthly message for February. So we're really doing the work in these weekly messages. Before you listen to this week's message, just take a moment and pause and ask yourself, okay, over the last week, how did I let external energies change who I was being? We want to be gentle and just observe. There's no need to judge. It is something that all of us do, no matter how great we are at our spiritual work and at preserving our own energy and having strong boundaries. It is part of being human. So what we want to do is just reflect on that. Say, okay, where did I notice where that happened? And how would I rather like to be? If you would like to purchase the meditation that goes with these weekly messages, you can find a link in the show notes below. And that meditation is available for you to listen to and to use. Let's hear from Monty in the second of this series about how we can begin to change how we interact with energies. In the previous week, you spent time understanding when you are becoming a manifestation of external energies rather than your internal energy. And it can be quite subtle to understand that. And over time, the more that you focus on it, the more it is easier for you to understand when you are becoming that manifestation of energies that are not yours. Now, it is important to understand that what we mean by manifestation is those thoughts, those feelings, those actions, but also your state of being. So for an example of how this can be demonstrated in your life is if you believe that the world is very chaotic right now and are experiencing a reactivity to that chaos, you are also being a manifestation of that chaos and striving to control that chaos. It is important to understand that when this occurs, it is that you are recognizing that you are becoming a manifestation of chaos. And so you are trying to take care of that energy that you have become enmeshed with by assuming a state of control over that chaos. By all accounts, then, you would say, oh, yes, I am being the energy of control. But what lies underneath that is that you are truly being the energy of chaos. But you find it undesirable. And so you are trying to change that. And you will often find that it is more difficult than you can change because as you are bringing that energy in and allowing it to be the source of your energy, you have a difficulty to change that because it becomes your state of being. And then you try to accommodate that state of being through control, and it doesn't work quite well because it is difficult to change the state of being of energies that you are enmeshed with. Now, the difference is that when you collaborate with energies, you are taking them in, but not becoming that energy. You are rather collaborating with that energy, allowing that energy to come into your system, but still only involving with it in a collaborative effort rather than becoming that energy, becoming the manifestation of that energy. So it is important for you to understand the differences between those two. So, say you wish to instead collaborate with the energy of chaos, which is something that you can do. It is not an energy that is truly fully undesirable. Chaos can be quite good in some ways. And so instead of becoming the energy of chaos and then trying to control that chaos to revert back to a state of being that you find more advantageous, allow yourself to be the state of being of your soul that you now know more intimately. And then allow the chaos to come in an interactive, collaborative manner. And ask the chaos what it is that it wishes to do, what it wishes to transmute into. It is still separate from you. That energy is itself. and you are independent in your own energy. And that allows you to have that interface in such a way that you can collaborate with those energies. Now, this is a practice that can be difficult to practically use in your everyday life because we often forget when we are in physical form that everything is energy first, that every event, occurrence, interaction, everything that is external of you is an energy first, and that it only has its manifested form through being an energy first. So, as you are living your life and going through your day, it is important that you train yourself to question the energies that you are interacting with and get to know them on a deeper level. Rather than looking at the manifestation in the form that they are in, allow yourself to look at the energy behind it and trust that you are capable of that, because indeed you are. You have been spending a great amount of time focused on the different energies. And so it is important for you to allow yourself to trust those intuitive skills that you have been building. And instead of allowing yourself to be that energy so you can understand it, which is often the inclination, to look at the energy externally while being yourself, being that energy of your soul that you have known more intimately. And you may often find that that energy is calm and confident and centered in yourself. And that when you interface with the chaotic energy, when you allow yourself to do it as an interactive, collaborative effort, you still stay calm and centered and confident within yourself, that you do not take on the traits of chaos, which is to be uncentered, to not be calm, but be in great movement. So, as you are moving forward, think about and ask yourself, what is the energy of this event that I am interacting with right now? And identify that energy so you can have a conversation directly with it. As we have said before, energies have consciousness. Energies are everything in the universe. You are pure energy, and yet you are consciousness. So acknowledge that when you are working with different energies and different manifestations, they all have consciousness. We send you great love. That is all.